Why do we stare at our screens at 2 a.m., deliberately burning tomorrow's energy on purpose, even when our eyes are literally stinging from exhaustion? We all know the exact feeling. Our bodies ache for rest. The morning alarm is set for just a few brutal hours from now, and yet our thumbs just keep swiping. Why do we sabotage our own mornings when all we actually want, more than anything else in the world, is to finally get some sleep? The internet will tell you it's a lack of willpower, or terrible sleep hygiene, or that you just need to buy expensive blue light blocking glasses. But the real answer isn't what you think. Here's what's actually happening in your brain. It's a phenomenon psychologists call revenge bedtime procrastination, and it is driven entirely by a mechanism called autonomy starvation. Imagine our daily energy and agency as a sponge. From the moment we wake up, our bosses, our commutes, our overflowing inboxes, and our endless obligations squeeze that sponge completely dry. We spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day doing exactly what other people need us to do. By the time we finally get home and close the door, our psychological need for daytime autonomy, the basic fundamental human need to feel in control of our own lives, has been starved to death. We are running on an empty tank of self-determination. We are constantly taught that staying up late is a personal failure, that we are just being lazy, irresponsible, or helplessly addicted to our screens. But here is the layer nobody talks about. Our late-night scrolling isn't a failure of willpower at all. It is a highly effective, desperate rebellion. When our brains are starved of autonomy all day long, they panic. The brain realizes the only time it has absolute, unquestioned control is the quiet, dead of night, when nobody expects a single thing from us. So it intentionally triggers a late-night cortisol spike to forcefully reclaim our waking hours. It is literally keeping us awake to protect our sense of self. This isn't just internet psychology or a convenient excuse. In a landmark 2014 study published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology, researchers in the Netherlands officially coined the term bedtime procrastination. They found a direct measurable link between a lack of self-regulation during the day, meaning how much we have to suppress our own desires to meet external demands, and the likelihood of delaying sleep. A second finding in behavioral psychology, known as ego depletion, backs this up perfectly. Researchers discovered that self-control is a finite daily resource. People with high-stress, low-control jobs burn through this resource by 5 p.m., making them significantly more likely to sacrifice their biological need for sleep just to experience a few hours of unstructured free time. We aren't bad at sleeping, our brains are just trying to balance the psychological books. The real problem isn't the psychological mechanism itself. It's actually a beautiful survival trait designed to keep us autonomous. The problem is that modern life has hijacked it. We evolved to seek independence, to hunt, forage, and rest on our own terms. But today, we live in a relentless grind of endless notifications, overlapping shifts, and a culture that demands constant, unending availability. Our ancient brains feel trapped in a modern cage. So, when 11 p.m. hits and the world finally shuts up, the brain grabs the nearest source of cheap, low-effort dopamine, our phones, and hoards those quiet hours like water in a desert. It's like our brain is staging a heroic, magnificent protest for freedom, but unfortunately, its weapon of choice is watching 4 straight hours of carpet cleaning videos on TikTok. So, how do we fix a rebellion without crushing the rebel? We use a simple, repeatable 3-step framework to feed the autonomy starvation before midnight. Step 1. The daytime reclaim. When you notice you're running endlessly from task to task, pause and name it. Say, I am starved for control right now. Then artificially reclaim just 15 minutes of your afternoon. Put it on your calendar as do nothing. If someone asks for that time, say you have a meeting. You do, with your own sanity. Step 2. The evening interrupt. When you inevitably find yourself in the 11 p.m. doom scroll, use the physical break technique to interrupt the loop. Don't try to force yourself to sleep. Your brain will fight that. Instead, just stand up, put the phone in another room, and walk to the kitchen for a glass of water. Breaking the physical posture breaks the psychological trance. Step 3. The high-quality swap. Replace the low-effort phone scrolling with high-quality autonomy. Keep a physical book, a sketchbook, or even a weird mechanical puzzle next to your bed. Give your brain an activity it actually chooses to do, rather than content it passively consumes. This satisfies the rebellion without burning tomorrow's energy. Our exhaustion is real, and the desperate desire to finally have a tiny piece of the day entirely to ourselves is completely valid. You are not broken. Your brain isn't the enemy here. It's just running ancient protective software in a hyper-demanding new world. By giving yourself tiny pockets of real intentional control during the daylight hours, you take away the brain's frantic need to hold your sleep hostage at night. You can finally put the 2 a.m. jar down, because tomorrow belongs to you too. What did you think the answer was before watching this? Did you think it was just bad discipline, or did you already suspect your brain was up to something deeper? Tell me down in the comments below.